Julie.
I just Santa Claus.
Julie.
And you can say it, talk. You can talk it.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome. Good morning, Sunday. On a little bit early so you could grab some props if you need it for the yin class we're about to give you. If you have a yoga strap, you can use a yoga strap or you can use a tie or a towel. You could use a block if you own a block, or you can use a book of any sort. We have a couple heaters to the left and to the right for warmth because we're in a basement and it was really chilly. And of course, my amazing sister and best friend, Mary Ann, is going to be with me this morning in our practice. So take a couple minutes and get what you need. And we will begin in Sukhasana, a nice seated position. Music up. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit.
Close your eyes. Let your body settle into your mat.
Welcome as people are coming in, getting set up. Just another minute. Give you some time to grab if you know you might need a strap or use a tie or a block or a book, a blanket, a pillow. You can have it all around you just in case.
As Julie said earlier, we have heaters to each side of us. Make us feel like we're back at True Fusion in the heat.
So as you soften your eyes closed, sit in a comfortable seated Sukhasana position. If you are super tight in your hips and your knees are up, where you are rounding into your lower back, it's necessity that you lift your pelvis up by sit on a block, a book, whatever you may have. This is the best indication of your tight hips to assess. Palms open, thumb and first finger together, a nice energetic mudra. Close your eyes and settle into your space. You'll take 5 good settling breaths. I understand that seated position may not be comfortable for all. You can easily lay down if that's what you are feeling. Open your eyes. Roll over into your hands and your knees for cat-cow. Do some movement in the spine to warm up, to wake up. Inhale. Draw your shoulders into your back. Lift your gaze. Exhale. Pull your belly and your ribs in towards your midline as you round your spine, chin to your chest. Inhale. Root strong through the heels of your hands as you lift your throat. Exhale. Belly, ribs, chest. Look towards your navel. Inhale. Long, deep, conscious breath. Exhale. All your air out. Empty out your lungs. Feel your back. Decompress. One more. Inhale. As much air as you can bring in. Slow. Pause. Exhale. On the next inhale, press your hands into the mat, curl your toes, lift your hips, and come into a downward facing dog. Move around whatever movement serves you. To feel your tight spots. Notice where your body feels like this morning. Press your hands firmly into the ground, into the earth as you let your head and neck release. And as you walk your feet to your hands, our first yin posture is what we call dangling pose. Root strong into the earth with your feet. Some of you will have your hands on the floor, which is fine. You might have a block you might need. Soften your knees as much as you need to. Almost to the point where you can get your chest onto your thighs. Grab your opposite elbow and hang. And as you hang, there will be some yang in the practice. For instance, right now, your legs are very yang, as the legs are the root. They're muscle energy to stabilize you, for you to release the back, which is the yin, and your neck, which is so important. Stay focused on your breath, as that will help you keep you in this present moment as much as possible through your practice. You're on one crossed elbow if you want to cross the opposite elbow.
That's hard.
1 minute in, 1 minute 20. Bend your knees more for these last couple breaths. You're feeling too much tug on your hamstring. Release your spine. As you take your hands to the earth, move your feet out, and come into a squat, a yogi squat. As your hands can come to your heart center, you can keep your hands, fingertips on the floor. If this is not available for you with problematic knees, easily come back into a simple sukhasana where we started.
Can I
always sit on a block as well. That feels better.
Doesn't matter if your heels are up or your heels are down. Sometimes you can put something underneath your heels if you need support, a towel, a blanket. Notice your breath. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. Do what feels best.
Closing your eyes will increase your balance challenge.
So you take your hands behind you and slowly come onto your seat. Always on transitions, engage your core to support your back. Roll one vertebrae at a time all the way down onto your back. This is where if you need a strap or your tie, you can take it right knee into your chest and extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. You take your hands behind your hamstring, interlace your hands. Soften your knee. Gaze down onto your left leg. Just make sure your left foot's straight off your hip. Relax and surrender into the pose. Notice if you're gripping, resisting. Hold on to some tension, let it go. The whole point of the yin practice is to get out of your muscles and into your connective tissue, the fascia that lies underneath your muscles, the web of your tendons, ligaments, your bones. There are only two things you can do wrong in the yin practice. One is not feeling the pose, the stretch where it's intended to be felt, or going too deep. You want to start at a place where you feel a sensation and build from the sensation you start with. It will deepen throughout the hold as we hold these poses for time. If you are finding yourself shaking, that is completely normal, as it is a sign of waking up your neuromuscular system. Possibly if you haven't done any kind of stretch like this before. You can always take your leg down, take a break, and when you're ready, you can come back up. slowly begin to take your right leg out to the side. Using your strap, or you can take your hand on the outside of your shin, right tricep to the mat. So you're not tense your shoulders. Some of you that are more flexible can grab their foot. Pay attention that your left hip does not come off the floor. A block can also help. You don't want to hold your leg. Good little trick. If you're using a block or a strap, you can bring it underneath your back, and then you won't have to hold on to the strap. Hands can go free. Notice how easy it is for the left hip to come up. It might mean you have to take your right leg closer towards the midline. Relax your left leg. Point of this yin practice is to practice to be still, to be in your space with your breath. Just bring your right leg back up towards the midline, slow as you notice. It's pretty sticky. And cross your right ankle on top of your left quad. You can again go hands free. You can also take your hands under your hamstring or your shin. Shoulders need to remain on the floor. Surrender into your stretch. Breathe. slow, deep, consistent breaths. Slowly release your right leg off of your left. Lay your legs all the way out. Reach your arms above your head. As you begin to take your torso towards the left, your legs towards the left, cross your right ankle on top of your left ankle. It will lift your right hip off the floor, but what you'll find is you'll be able to bring your hip back down. If you can't bring your hip down, you can take your right ankle off. Torso to the left, legs to the left. Banana pose. As you breathe into your side body. Your hands can be apart, they can be together. If you're not feeling the stretch, scoot more to the left. Right hip and right shoulder stays grounded. At any point you feel you can go deeper because you lost the stretch, initial stretch, which happens as the fascia starts to slowly pull apart. Take it over another half of an inch or an inch. Breath deep into your right side body. One more full breath in. And as you slowly bring yourself back to center, uncross your right ankle off of your left. And notice the vulnerability that you feel in your back and your side body is completely normal. Bend your knees, feet flat to the mat. Center yourself back onto your mat. If it's comfortable for you to lay your legs out, that's another choice. Extend your right leg straight out. Bring your left knee into your chest. Extend your left leg up as you bring your hands or your tie or your strap. Check out your right foot. Come straight off your hip. Soften your knee if you're tighter in the hamstrings. Some of you may be way out here. Some of you could be a little closer in. Doesn't matter. Get to the point where you can feel the stretch and hold. Relax. Let go. Feel the support of the earth underneath you. One of the best times when you're in stillness. Where do you feel the most tension? You have an opportunity with every single breath to let go. Three more breaths. Slowly start to take your left leg out to the side. Again, if it's straight off your hip, this might be the limit for you. Depends on how tight your adductors are. Right hand on right hip. Just go to the degree where you feel the stretch. And relax. So you engage your core to support. Slowly bring your leg back to the midline. Bend your right knee. Cross your left ankle on top of your right quad. Start to feel the stretch in your outer hip. Outer left hip, inner left thigh. Couple areas where you'll feel sensation. Possibly your shin, your hamstring. Doesn't work. You can always go against the wall, bring your right foot on the wall. Another amazing support for your foot where you don't have to use your hands. As you gently start to release, take your left ankle down, bring your feet together, raise your arms above your head. Take a full inhalation, complete exhalation. Begin to move your torso over to the right, your legs over to the right. Left ankle crosses over right. Doesn't happen. You can't keep your left hip on the ground. Uncross your ankle. Left shoulder, left hip grounds as you breathe into your left side body. If you feel a sharp pain, any sharpness, you're too deep. You need to lighten up. A gentle, dull, achy feel is fine. So you slowly maneuver back to center. Feet flat to your mat. Couple breaths. Bring your knees into your chest, wrap your hands around your hamstrings. You can roll forward and back a few times for spinal rock to come onto your seat, or you can come onto your side, press your hand into the mat, engage your core as you come up to a seat.
It's frozen.
Butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. Extend the feet away from your pelvis. Play with the first couple breaths. This is crucial that you sit, raise your pelvis. If your knees are more toward each other than towards the floor, it will change the pose. It'll enable you to not dump into your back, to feel more of an extension. Start to forward fold, which will deepen the stretch. You might find that you will go deeper and deeper as we hold this for time. Use your fist to support your head. Use a block to support your head. Whatever it may be. Always support the joints that feel uncomfortable, so the focus can be more on the stretch where you want it, which is right now into your hips, outer hips, inner thigh, whole back of your spine. There's no reason to go all the way forward if your body's not ready. It will naturally happen with your breath. Another focus can be to even out your inhales and your exhales. 3 more breaths. Press through your sit bones. Engage your core. And slowly move yourself back, shoulders over hips. Takes a few seconds for your body to get back. And as you slowly cross your ankles, roll over onto your hands and your knees, back to your table pose. Bring your right knee past your right wrist for half pigeon. Slide your left leg back. The more open can bring their right shin more parallel to the front of your mat. It's not important to have your hip on the floor. If you need support, you can put a block underneath your outer hip. Spread your toes of your right foot to help if you feel any dull pain in your knee. That will help engage the lower leg muscle, which helps strengthen through your knee joint. Surrender your forehead to the mat or to the block, to your fists, whatever it may be. And let go. Soften through the back of your heart. Right at the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Melt. Five more breaths. Slowly walk your hands towards your right leg. Roll onto your right hip. Bring your left leg on top of your right. Remove the flesh off your sit bones with your hands, either physically or a little scoot. This doesn't work because it won't work for everybody. Left ankle on top of right ankle. Deepen, you come forward, forehead onto your hands. If it bothers your lower back, sit tall. Take your fingers, hands, rest them on the floor. Engage your core, root your sit bones. Slowly work your way up. Your left, bring your left leg onto the mat. Slide your right leg back. Second side. Scoot your hip back. Let your left shin maybe more parallel to the front. Take a few breaths to set up. If you are like most people, it could be the biggest challenge for you to simply remain still, which is the practice. Bring your focus to your breath. So you begin to walk your hands in towards your left leg. Roll onto your left hip. Gently bring your right leg. Ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. Again, doesn't work, crossed ankle. Some of you might even need to extend your right foot forward, left foot back. Assess your body here in the first couple breaths. Surrender into your strength. If it's too much for you to fold forward, stay tall. As you press through your sit bones, slowly pause. As you bring your legs out, and then roll one vertebrae at a time all the way down onto your butts. Lay in a relaxation, 3 breaths. Let your spine settle as we're coming into our last pose. Twist. As you bring your feet back onto your mat, any variation of twist that you like. Take your arms out to the side. Begin to lower your legs over to your right. Left shoulder grounds. That most important part, left shoulder stays grounded. Utilize a block or some prop to keep your right thigh from gravity taking you too far. Focus on your breath, especially in your twists. Should feel good in your lower back. No sharp pain bothering your back. Bring your knees closer to the midline. 3 more breaths. So you engage your core. Slowly come back to center. Take a breath. Let your spine settle. Slowly bring your knees over to your left. Right shoulder grounds. Engage your center. Slowly bring your legs back to center. Let your legs come all the way down onto the mat. You need to take a side to side. Do what you need. Okay. Bow to every one of you. Take time out of your morning to give yourself this amazing for your body. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.